The Toa have defeated the evil Skull Grinder. Beneath the ancient city, the protectors discover 6 elemental creatures. Umarak the Hunter is attempting to trap these creatures. The Toa must gain new powers in order to unite with the creatures and defeat Umarak. This is Bionicle Week 3, United for Battle. Day 2, Kopaka and Melum Unity Set. Hello, this is Sanad here, and welcome back to Bionicle Week 3, United for Battle. Today I'll be taking a look at the Kopaka and Melum Unity Set. Now, this is an interesting case, as the first wave of 2015 Bionicle featured 6 Protectors, 6 Toa, and the Lord of Skull Spiders. Now, 3 Toa were $20, 3 Toa were $15, Lord of Skull Spiders was $15, and each of the 6 Protectors was $10. So, price-wise, it rounded out to about $180. For Bionicle 2016 Wave 1, it rounds out to that same $180, but in a different manner. As in, we have 2 $20 Toa, 3 $15 Toa, 5 $10 creatures, 1 $20 villain, and a $25 2-pack. Very similar to the Ikimu, the Maskmaker vs. Skull Grinder set from the Summer 2015 wave, we have Kopaka and Melum Unity Set. This features Kopaka, Uniter of Ice, and Melum, Creature of Ice, and is the only way to get these 2 sets. It's really interesting to see a main Toa be released only in a larger set, but this larger set is $5 more than he would normally be if he was sold on his own. So it's kind of interesting the way they did this. LEGO obviously really wants to push the united gimmick between, the creatures and the Toa. They are united. Here's a set to try that out. This allows you to see how well the gimmick works while getting one of the main Toa, so that way you can figure out, do I want to buy the other 5 creatures? Personally, I was like, yeah, I want to buy all 6 creatures and all 6 Toa. There was no question there. But this is nice to see. It also is a $25 set, like I said, containing a $20 Toa and a $10 creature, so you save $5 there as well. It all works out really nicely, and it is quite a large set. Now, unlike the Skull Grinder vs. Maskmaker set from last year, it is not in a square box. It is actually in that box shape here, where it juts out to the side like the other sets. So it does have that consistent look to it. As you can see, Umarak the Hunter is on the hill here, and you can see Kopaka, Melum, and their combination prominently featured. Of course, on the back, it talks about their combining, plus a little comic, and the different gimmicks that are available. So, really neat overall, as you can see the Nuva symbol and the creature symbol on top. And it is really a nice packaging design. So, without further ado, let's start, as usual, with the creature and then the Toa. So here we have Melum, Creature of Ice, M-E-L-U-M, Melum. I'm going with that pronunciation for now. No official sources can contradict me yet, so at the time of this video, it's Melum. If it's completely different pronunciation in the Netflix show, then surprise, yay. Anyways, so here's Melum, and Melum is pretty cool. He is a neat little scavenger, kind of burrower type, I think. He looks kind of stocky, really neat, looks a little different than, say, Eek or Creature of Fire. While all the Protectors were humanoid, all the creatures are different shapes, which is really, really fun. The one thing I will complain about this guy is he does have a couple open ball joints here. This is just because the way that this piece attaches, it needs the basic smaller frame, and the smaller frame has the legs attached here, but there's nothing to attach here because the arms are back here. So, I mean, there's nothing really you could do about it, but it is a slight problem. I do think it is weird that these are just sticking here, but I understand why. In terms of parts, he does have, of course, the new headpiece, which is the same as Eeker's. It is the same for all of them, except now it is gold and blue instead of gold and red, or trans red. So, pretty neat. They did add a horn to his nose, which gives him a little bit different of a look. You got these new armor pieces still. The claw pieces here, I'm not sure are new. I can't remember. I did not follow Hero Factory, so my CCBS knowledge is a little limited. On the back, you can see that same kind of horn piece is back here, and overall looks really, really cool. Articulation-wise, he is super articulated. He's got the 2 joints in the neck, so that he can be a helmet. I kind of like to put his neck kind of like this,
It looks really cool. He's just kind of like hunched back. His arms have a ball joint there and there. The little claws move. You got hips here, knee of sorts. He only has, yeah, he has knees technically. It is a creature, so can't really judge his proportions. But I kind of like him being this little like creature that's just kind of ready to like pounce at something. And he can do that with his function, which is push this down and his arms move. Now, this works better if you have everything out of the way, but basically his arms are geared so that he can just kind of hug things or attack them. It's actually kind of neat. I do think this is a neat function. Overall, it's a simple thing. It's just 3 of those gear pieces that we got here. And you can just... yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all there is to Melum. I think he's one of the simpler of the creatures, and I think that helps that he's packed in a 2-pack. But overall, he's a really nice addition to set number 71311. And now I'll take a look at the second half of 71311, and that would be Kopaka Uniter of Ice. He is the same size and density of a $20 Toa, plus having a couple gold armor plates here, but he does not have the full gold armor he had in 2015, which I think is really nice because Kopaka really works well with silver and white. Those are his 2 best colors. And it does look very awkward with these 2 gold panels here, and they are on their own piece, so if you really do want, you could just take them off when you don't have Melum attached. So there is that option. But overall, looking at Kopaka here, he is, once again, he is a slim Toa. I am really happy with how slim these guys look. This feels like a good feat of engineering. And to that extent, they look slim, but they don't look unfinished. They look like they're fighting machines, but they are really slick, sleek fighting machines. Of course, the only thing sticking out the back here are the Unity connector piece here, and of course the gear for the function. The function for all of the larger sets this year are the same. While it was kind of a mystery with the Toa, where the Toa of last year, it could be any arms moving, this is always going to be the waist turning, which is really good because I love the fact that we have waist joints. Taking a look at some smaller details up at the top here, his new mask is really awesome. I love the eyepiece having a actual system stud here. It does come out, so you could switch it out for different colors or just leave it like that, but instructions officially state that he does have a colored stud there. His actual eye hole is up here, which is kind of cool, so he's got like 2 separate things going on there, which looks really nice. It's a good evolution of the Kopaka Mask of Ice from last year. Now, I don't remember if I mentioned this in the Tahu review. The back of the eye stalk has been shortened significantly from last year to where they are smaller, and does make it a lot harder to knock the mask off, which is a really welcome addition. Other than that, the head is the same piece, it's just the eye stalk is shorter, which is really cool. Also, as you can see, there is a symbol there and there, which happen to match a particular symbol from a certain Ice Toa from the original Bionicle series. So of course the Kopaka Nuva symbol is on Kopaka Uniter of Ice. What this means for the future, not really sure. It could just be a neat little visual call out, but it is really nice to see little details like that. Speaking of little details, I like how his arms are clear, or trans blue, because it gives him the idea of, oh, I got ice powers, so his arms are kind of ice, and then he's got armor on top of it, which is a really neat aesthetic. And, of course, legs are pretty standard overall. There's something here we'll talk about in a minute. Let's talk about articulation. Ball-jointed neck. Shoulders, which actually function like shoulders for once. They aren't sticking out all awkwardly. They move quite well, and the armor here doesn't get in the way. He's got his elbows here, and his wrists, plus hips here, knees, and ankles, which are on really tight joints here at the hips and ankles, which is really nice. Plus, of course, the waist joint, which can move manually or by the gear. And he looks really cool. Speaking of cool, he does have 2 really awesome weapons. The first is his ability to fall over. That's just a Bionicle trait in general. But as you can see, he does have a wicked cool ice sword. Kopaka usually carries staffs nowadays. We think of Kopaka carrying a staff in 2015, But, of course, he started out with an ice sword back in 2001, and he has that back now. He uses the new elemental energy blade pieces for the year, and looks really cool, if not reminding me of a bull with these horns here. It looks really neat overall. It's a nice double-bladed sword. He can wield it quite well, but he cannot swing it because he does not have that kind of function. The other weapon of his is actually a new change-up for Kopaka. It is a combination of a shield and a 6-shooter. It's got a stud shooter here, which LEGO's been using a lot lately. And he's the first Toa in the line, in the order I'm reviewing, to have a stud shooter. It was strictly for Protectors and Skull Warrior last year, and now Kopaka has it. Plus a cool shield with 2 stickers. These are stickers. Oh wow, they're stickers. As usual, you turn the little dial back here and it fires off the little studs. I don't want to lose any, but in the case that I do, Kopaka has an ammo clip back here. As you can see, they have attached a piece here to the side of his leg to hold 6 additional darts for his gun. This is really nice because with the Protectors and Skull Warrior, you'd get every little stud and it'd be like, alright, here's 2 sets of studs in case you lose a set of them. Which was really nice, but there was nowhere to put them, so I had to kind of just put them off in a box to the side. This just right here is a great way to show, okay, we're going to keep using the stud launchers, but we figured out a way so that you have extra ammo on the figure right there. So that's really nice to see, and is a neat addition to Kopaka Uniter of Ice. Overall, really, really cool. What's also cool is comparing him to his past self. So let's bring in Kopaka Master of Ice. Now, Kopaka Master of Ice was my favorite set of 2015, and as you can see here, Kopaka has gotten taller significantly. His head is no longer cramped. I thought that these pieces were a little big on him. A lot of the armor for the Master Toa seems really large now because we've seen the Uniter Toa, which are a lot slimmer, and I do like the slimmer, sleeker look. They are Toa heroes. Yeah, they need armor, but more importantly, they need to move. So, really cool. You can see some nice transitions here. I do like the silver and the white compared to the gold and the silver and the white. I always thought the gold armor really looked weird on Kopaka. It matched this mask, but when he had the other mask, it looked a little odd. Other than that, a really nice transition from Master to Uniter. Really cool overall. And lastly, the final piece to Uniter Kopaka here is, of course, a golden mask. As you can see, he does have a gold and translite blue golden mask of ice. So really cool overall. I love the two-tone masks. It gives them a different look than their past selves. And 2 become 1, and 1 becomes a united Kopaka. What's really cool about this combination is it seems like this one was perfectly designed to go together. These 2 sets really are nice on their own, but together they are really cool. As you can see, the gold and the blue matches the gold and the blue. This is really the case where you have repeating elements like the armor here matching the armor up here. It looks really, really cool overall. I also do like how the function for Melum is perfect for this because you can see it's, you know, if his arms are supposed to be back here on the default position, they swing forward to attach to Kopaka's shoulders, which is really nice to see. And on top of all that, it is one of the most balanced because Melum is a lot smaller and isn't got a giant wing pack. Really, really cool look overall. I gotta say that these the Toa and creature combinations are some of the best combos I've seen for Bionicle. And yes, while they are very similar to the Fantoka and Avmatoran combinations, with just clicking another guy on the back, the fact they become additional armor, have the helmet function, and, you know, like this, where he adds new shoulder pads, it really gives it a more concise look overall, and seems like they're supposed to go together instead of it being an afterthought, which is really nice to see. Overall, the Kopaka and Melum Unity set is a fantastic set for 2016, and if you're wanting to get into this line right away and just want to see, alright, what does this offer? What is a Toa with the creature? How does that feel? What is this line like? This is the perfect way to do it. You get a creature and a Toa. They're both really good creatures and Toa, so you just This is the set you get if you're uncertain of who to get. If you're like, all right, I'm not so sold on this idea. How does this feel in hand? How does this work as a figure? Get this set, because this set is your start into Bionicle 2016. And honestly, I think that it's really probably one of my favorites of the year, but not necessarily my overall favorite. You're going to have to stay tuned for the rest of Bionicle Week 3. But that is all we have for Bionicle Week 3 today. And tomorrow we shall continue this trend with Onua, Uniter of Earth, and Terrak, Creature of Earth. Till next time, this is Sanat saying goodbye.